back to my channel. My name is Dheandra Nicolette, and today we're doing a little bit of a makeup get ready with me and a Q&A. Oh shoot, and I forgot my mirror, so I'm be right back, y'all. I'm be right back. Okay, I'm out of breath and I'm excited to record this video. This is the first makeup video that I have done in quite a minute, but I figured, and right now I'm unpacking my makeup, I figured it'd be fun to do kind of like a makeup Q&A situation, chat with you guys, show you some new products that I'm trying, show you kind of like how I do my makeup, and yeah, like I have questions that I asked you guys on Instagram, and I'm gonna go through the questions and I'm gonna start doing my makeup, and I'll show you guys what I'm doing and what I'm using as we go through. So if you see me looking over here, I'm looking at my monitor because I got that set up today. That's what we're filming today, baby. And we just gonna get right into the video. Okay, so the first thing I'm using is the Sephora Best Skin Ever foundation. This stuff is so good, y'all. It's a $20 foundation, so I remember buying it. Oh, pause, period, wait, back up. Like, why am I acting like I don't know how I do my makeup routine? Anyways, y'all, first I start with a primer. So this is the Bobbi Brown Face Base. It looks like this is obviously a little sample one, which I'm almost out of, but y'all, I'm gonna keep using this until I'm fully out of it because it is so nice. It's a moisturizing face base, so it feels kind of like a really thick cream on your skin. But I notice whenever I wear this under my makeup, like it just makes my pores look a little bit smoother. It kind of makes my makeup sit better on my face. I am doing my makeup on dirty skin. It's pretty much 4 o'clock in the afternoon as we speak, and I haven't washed my face since I got back from the gym this morning. But we gonna do what it do, baby. The face still gonna be sitting after, okay? So let's get into these questions as we do foundation. So the first question is, how did you start the process of creating your products for your skincare line? So if you guys don't know, I have a skincare line. It's called Wheelhouse. I have to say it with like an accent every time I say it because it is a French word, and I feel like if I just say it like English, like wheelhouse, it sounds like wheelhouse. You talking about Roadhouse, Texas Roadhouse, girl, what? It is my baby, and we just launched last week, and by we I mean company of me. And the products actually started off because I started off skincare about 2 or 3 years ago. I actually had skincare before with my company called Olea Skincare. If you know, you know, okay? I ended up closing down that company, closing down what I was doing with the products over there. Usually I do my makeup before I do my hair, so I don't care. Because this is giving messy, but I promise it comes together at the end, okay? I had products before that I formulated, and essentially this time around I took the same recipes that I had because all my products are handmade, and I just spruced up the recipes a little bit. So these were recipes that I'd already created and researched. I did research on the oils and everything years ago, and I just basically took that same recipe and those same recipes and just kind of spruced them up a little bit. But really, my research started with like me using face oils in my own routine because I launched with 3 different face oils, and I've been using face oils in my routine for years. I used to, or I still have oily combination skin, but once I started to realize that oils are really good for my skin type, I started to use different oils, and I would always kind of make note of what oils were in certain brands, oils that I use, things like that, and how it made my skin feel, what were the results. And then I started to do like my own research on ingredients, kind of to figure out like, what are these products about? Like, what do these ingredients do? How do they treat the skin? How can they irritate the skin? Things like that. And then basically from there, just did my own research and saw what oils kind of go together really well and just made products from there. So a lot of the time is spent on the research and the formulation bit, especially if you're making your products at home by yourself. Obviously, if you're going through a lab, it's a little bit of a different process. I've never been through a lab. Everything I've done has been kind of done through me working from home and figuring things out. The internet is your best friend, I will say that. So yeah, I feel like in the viewfinder it looks like my foundation look like it's sitting, but y'all, this lighting not gonna play me, okay? I'm using this light and I feel like this light wanna Should I turn it down or something? Baby, you don't be having me looking like I'm not matching out here. Stop it. Are you gonna embarrass? Don't embarrass me. The next question is confidence and rebuilding. Wait, I can't read. Confidence, y'all. Rebuilding and believing in your sauce, which I think might be self, or you got the sauce, girl. Okay, you saucy. After a rejection, romantic and professional. So I ain't never been rejected. No, I'm kidding, but I get it. Okay. Wait, did I grab the right concealer? No, oh I did. Okay, so I grabbed a random concealer. I'm not the biggest fan of concealer. I probably, honestly, I low-key want to skip it, but I'm gonna do it for you all. Wait, do I even have something to set this concealer with, girl? I'll put it on, okay? So I'm using the e.l.f. the e.l.f. hydrating concealer. It looks like this. I really don't like concealer that much. I won't even lie. Like, I don't really tend to wear concealer. Really, because I feel like the whole highlighting, contouring thing, I used to be really big into it, and now I just kind of don't really do it to keep my routine quick, simple, and to the point for myself. I would say just knowing that there are literally billions of people out there in the world. It's such a cliche, it's such an easy thing to forget, but I feel like once you are rejected emotionally, just like remembering like, okay, that's one person out of like what, 7-8 billion people in the world that don't want me. Like, baby, I'm gonna find somebody that want me. I want me. Okay, I want me. And if you don't want me, well, you really just playing yourself. And I always like to think about it that way, because I feel like sometimes we feel like if we get rejected from a person or a job or something, that, you know, it's the end of the world. Because it can feel like that in the moment, you know what I mean? You can feel as if just your world is crumbling, especially if you were really into that person or you really wanted that job. But really, if it didn't happen for you, it didn't work out for you, just know it's always something better that's coming along. And it may take a little bit. That's the other thing, because sometimes we tell people that and people be like, okay, where is it? Where my man at? Where my job at? Like, where's all this stuff that's supposed to come for me? And we really just gotta remember, it comes in divine timing. Like, you might not be ready yet. That's the truth of the matter. You might not be ready for that person, that job, that thing that you want. You might have to do some more growing, some more building, some more just some more stuff. Okay, some more stuff. And that's just the case. You might just have to do more. But just know that if it didn't work out, like, it is what it is. Like, you will find someone for you. You will find that job for you. Maybe you'll even make that job for you. Like, maybe the reason you got rejected from the job is because you're supposed to do your own thing, and because you're busy chasing after this job that's not for you, you're missing the point that you should be doing your own thing. Maybe you shouldn't be chasing a person or trying to go after a person, but you should be really focusing on you right now and growing, building, and doing something else. You know what I mean? So I always like to remember it that way, that what is that thing, that quote, rejection is just redirection. I really hope the footage comes out good for this, because my makeup is looking good in real life, but I feel like this light and what I'm seeing on the monitor, baby, maybe the camera's just not hitting on the monitor, the colors is not hitting the way they should, but it's got me looking crazy. And y'all, I promise my makeup be looking freaky in real life. So if the camera got me looking crazy, then it's a lie. It's a lie. Okay, so next question. How did you know for sure it was divine timing to move from your comfort zone? You know, for me, it always seems to happen in a way where I just start to feel this, like the walls are closing. And that's kind of how I described it to a friend today. And by the way, you guys, I'm using Studio, my products are all, this is how you know I've been using my stuff, okay? Because it ain't crispy clean on the package. But this is a Studio MAC Fix Plus powder in the shade NC42. I usually use a loose powder, but I actually forgot it. So often I'll use a loose powder and then go in and do this on top to kind of give a really nice flawless finish. But since I don't have the loose powder with me, we're just gonna go in with NC42 to set right now. But yeah, so usually what it feels like for me is like the walls are closing in. There might be an opportunity or thing that at one point felt really good for me, at one point worked really well for me, and then suddenly it's just not clicking anymore and I have to move on, and it often feels like the walls are closing in. Things start to go wrong where they should not be going wrong. I start to feel really uncomfortable. Like it's happened to me so many times now that I know the feeling for myself. Like I know what it feels like. And I think for a lot of people, like, you kind of have to experience, you know, for lack of a better term, those tower moments, those moments where shit kind of falls apart for you to realize what that feels like and looks like in your life. And then the more it happens, unfortunately, you kind of need it to happen a couple times, but you start to recognize the warning signs. Like you start to know, like, ooh, I feel the walls closing in. Like, let me pack my stuff up and get ready to go. Because I'm not trying to have these walls come towering down, baby. I got stuff to do. And you start to realize it and you start to like move accordingly. You feel me? But it really, for me, that's the best way I can describe it, is I feel like the walls are closing in. Like I can't breathe. Like it feels like claustrophobia. Like I need to get myself ready to go, because you're not gonna close these walls on me like that. You know what I'm saying? Someone said, can we get the skincare routine? Yes, I did an express skincare routine in my last video, but I'm planning to do a full-on one now that I got this little setup going, okay? So that will be coming soon. Someone says, why does it feel easier to manifest things, experiences, than manifest a partner? Girl, who you selling? Who are you selling? Okay, before we get into that question, let me show you guys, this is a new product I picked up. This is the Mercier Translucent Loose Setting Powder in the shade Light Catcher. Wait, that's a lie. It's in the shade Honey Star. So it's the Translucent Loose Setting Powder Light Catcher. That's a name. That's a name right there. Okay, in the shade Honey Star. So this is like apparently like their loose setting powder, but it has a little sparkle, a little glow in there. And I remember saying to the lady, I'm not trying to walk around looking like a tin man. But she was like, listen, girl. She's like, you just gotta apply it right. Like don't play yourself when you applying it. Apply it right, and it's gonna look good. So this is what the packaging looks like. I love this like frosted. Look at me getting fingerprints all over this. But I love this like frosted jar type of thing. You guys see it says Honey Star right here. So let's go ahead and try this. I have a powder, a really big powder brush here, and I'm gonna use that to apply it. So the thing I would say about why it feels easier to manifest certain things and it's harder to manifest a partner, at least this is what I found from my experience. And I would say I've heard similar things from people as well. But when you really want something, if you like really want something and it starts to kind of get into that desperation mode because you just really want something and you're not seeing it appear in your life, and you start to focus on the lack thereof versus focusing on the, well, it's divine timing and it'll come in, you know, when it's supposed to come and things like that, I've noticed it creates a lot of resistance. And we know this. It's kind of like, you know how people say, like, when you're not single, like when you're in a relationship, everybody wants you. It's like they can smell it on you. They like trying to talk to you. People trying to come up to you, bold as hell. But when you are single, ready to mingle, where are these people? Where are these men? Hello. No ring on my finger. Hello. So I think what it is, I think I went in too heavy-handed in that one area because y'all can you see on camera, like I just really went in heavy-handed in this one area. I also didn't cover up this spot that much, but I don't really care too much about covering up blemishes fully when I do makeup. I actually don't mind looking kind of real, you know. but yeah, I think it literally comes down to that feeling of I think I just need to get a different brush for this, because I think this needs a brush that's less densely packed, because it does seem to apply a good bit of product in the concentrated area at first. But overall, this is really pretty. It's not making me look like a tin man at all. It's just giving me that flawless finish. It's really pretty. I like it. And Mercier, that girl can never do me wrong, okay? Period. Yeah, it really is just that desperation. It's like, if you really, really want something, you just have that energy about you. So I think one of the main things is allowing yourself to not focus on the lack as much. Okay, y'all, so my camera just cut off. But yeah, not focusing on the lack as much and really just like focusing on other things. I tell people all the time, like, I just have been trying to make myself busy. Like I've been focusing on, did I forget my bronzer brush? Not me forgetting the bronzer brush, girl. I do want to bronze though. I'll be right back, y'all. I can get that brush. When I go get the stuff, I be running. And then I come back out of breath. Sephora bronzer in the shade Mykonos. But yeah, it's really, see, I just be applying shit sometimes with a heavy hand, like ma'am, are you okay? And it also is the lighting in here too, I won't even lie. It's kind of, you know, it's hard to see, okay? It's hard to see. You really just gotta focus on other things and not necessarily focus on the lack thereof when it comes to not having a partner in your life. Because the more you focus on the fact that you don't have a partner in your life, the more you low-key become kind of desperate. And I say this because this be me. Like I be downloading apps, I'm panicking because I be seeing all types of nonsense on there. I'm like, God, you gonna have me on these streets forever, God? You know I don't deserve this. But I'm telling you, it's like the more you start to really focus on that, the more that's what you see in your life. The more you're shown the proof of, I am gonna be alone forever. I'm not gonna manifest a partner. It's hard to manifest a partner. Focus on something else. Focus on something else. For me right now, I'm like, you know what? Let me get in this bag. I'm like, let me get in this bag real quick, because I know my man gonna have a bag too, but I'm like, let me get in my bag, because the more I get in my bag, the more I allow myself to attract people and opportunities that are aligned with the type of life that I want to live, including the type of partner that I want to have. You feel me? Versus focusing on where is he? He's not here. I also forgot to brush to contour my nose, so apparently we're just not gonna. I don't even want to try with this big brush because this is huge. Just gonna put a little whatever is left over on my brush on my nose, but typically I contour my nose with a small brush. But I'm not about to run back to my bedroom because I'm not. I'm not. How to get over dreams of marriage and kids you have with your significant other after a breakup. This one just takes time, I will say, because especially if that was a really serious relationship for you, and I'm sure it was, especially if you're talking about marriage and kids. Really quick, you guys, I'm using a MAC blush. This one is in the shade Frankly Scarlet. So I'm gonna go in with my blush brush for this one. I haven't used this blush in a while. The reason I brought this one over to use is because I wanted to use products that I either haven't used in a minute, except for the foundation, I use that all the time, okay? Or a new product. So I kind of want to treat this like a new product because it's barely touched, as you guys can see. Like I think I've used this twice. So I like my blushes really pigmented. I like blush, but this is one where you pick it up on your brush and you don't get that much. I'm like dipping in there and you don't get too much pigment, but I like a lot of blush. Like this is not giving what it needs to for me. Like I be liking my cheeks rosy, very rosy. And then I also do that thing, I know some people either hate it or you love it, I love it, where I go over my nose with my blush. Like I basically like my blush to be in a straight line across my face. I know, you either love it or you hate it, okay? But with the significant other thing, it literally just takes time. Like you're not gonna end the relationship, go out, and then forget about the wedding that you were possibly planning, even if it wasn't like you weren't engaged and stuff or something like that. Like if you guys are talking about marriage and kids, you're kind of talking about plans, right? Of like, what kind of ring do I want? What kind of wedding do we want? How many kids do we want? Where do we want to live and settle down and things like that? And it just takes time. Like I have no other advice for that besides it takes time. I think, and this is different for everyone's relationship, but I think sometimes as women, when we know we're like ready to leave a relationship, we kind of start to pull away emotionally before we're even out of the relationship, like physically. And I do think in that time that you start to kind of like pull away before things are completely over, you kind of start to let go of that dream of the kids and the marriage and stuff, like as you're pulling away, because you know it's no longer that much of a possibility. And it is unfortunate. It's kind of like one of the sad things that happens as a relationship is ending, but I think it makes it a little easier to heal when you leave the relationship, because you've kind of already, like, you've already started to pull away, you've already started to let go of that dream and that vision. I'm gonna go in with this e.l.f. Putty Blush in the shade, it don't even have the shade on here, but girl, it's this e.l.f. Putty Blush. Because I want my blush a little bit more blush. I know, it definitely is like a pretty shade already, but I just want it a little bit more rosy. And this makeup that I'm doing here, I'm just really having fun with it, you guys. So if you don't like how it looks, I don't care. So yeah, I miss just playing the makeup, y'all. I miss this. Like, can we bring back old school YouTube with the makeup videos and the low-key tea videos too? They used to have me cracking up. I won't even lie. I won't even lie. My mom's calling me. We're gonna have to call you later, honey. Hey, mom, see if you watch it. How to let go after why can't I read today? How to let go after manifesting when it's something you really desire. So I touched on this a little bit already. Like I said, the big thing is really just focusing on something else. Like, it's kind of like, even though I don't agree with this sentiment when people are like, the best way to get over someone is to get under someone else. I don't agree with that. I don't agree with that. But it's kind of a similar thing where it's like taking your mind off of what you are manifesting, or off of one thing and putting it on another. Like, you're taking your energy and focusing on another thing. And I feel like as long as you're focusing that other thing on something like conducive to your growth, something that's going to progress you forward, it's really good. It's going to help you heal. It's going to help you move on. It's going to help you it's going to help you to let go. And then I also think what's cool about that is, like, when you start to focus on something else that you want to have grow, like, the more you see other areas of your life growing, the more you naturally just let go of that other thing. The more you realize, like, I really don't need this thing to manifest, because, like, I'm popping, I'm good in all these other areas of my life. And the minute you start to feel that, that's the minute the thing will come in. That's just literally how it always works, and I find it quite hilarious. For highlighter, I'm using Marc Jacobs. This is the highlighter in Jet Girl. I haven't used this one in quite a minute. This is what it looks like inside. It's like really, really pretty. So I'm gonna grab this on a, people used to say the brush numbers back in the old school YouTube. I don't know what brush number this is, but I'm just gonna grab it on this brush and just kind of highlight right atop my cheekbones. You guys see how pretty that is? I can't see them. When I'm turning my head this way, I can't see what you guys are seeing, but I'm sure it looks pretty. And we're gonna do the same thing over here. It's so, like, my eyes always crease. That's why I, like, never really use concealer, because I always get creasing. And I find that when I just do foundation, I can make it look like I've done concealer, and I can kind of create the look of the highlight and contour without the product, which helps me avoid the creasing. So that's typically what I will do, you guys, instead of doing concealer. And also too, like I said, I usually set with a loose powder first, which actually does help with the creasing before I go in with that matte powder that I showed you guys. Okay, so next question we have is top recs of books you've enjoyed this year. I literally can't remember all the names of the books, but if you are interested in any of the books that I have read, I read a lot of psychological thrillers. If you're into psychological thrillers, I have a whole highlight on my Instagram. Go check it out. It's called Book Club. That's all I'm gonna say. That's all I'm gonna say. So for brows, I'm gonna use Colourpop's Brow Girl. This is what the packaging looks like, or it doesn't even say Brow Girl, it says Brow Pencil. Why did I say Brow Girl? What? Anyways, this is in the shade Dark Brown. I used to love this back in the day. I haven't used this in a minute. Y'all see I be creasing? I swear I didn't put that much product on. Oh Lord, not me dropping things. I didn't put that much product on, but it's just the heat. Typically, when I do my makeup, knowing that I'm gonna go somewhere, I have a different routine that I do for when I'm gonna, like, when I want things to not crease. This is not that routine, so things are shifting, baby. Things are shifting around. They're moving, they're grooving. Oh Lord, they're dropping on the ground. Wait, why does cap won't go on? See, that's the thing. Sometimes you buy Colourpop and the products be giving flimsy. But it be working now, it be working. Someone said favorite quality about people you like. Wait a second, not this. Oh, I thought my product was faulty, girl. Is this dark brown? It is. Should I have gotten soft black? Let me see. Oh, this works. These days I use a brow powder because I feel like it gives me the most natural look with my brows, but I don't know how I feel about this color. Like this is not the pencil I thought it was, because there's a brow product from Colourpop and this is not giving that. Like this is not, I don't like this. Oh no, honey, I don't like this. I do not like this. Yeah, this is like this. Girl, I want my money back. That feels so dry. Thank God I brought my Anastasia brow powder. So on the regular days, when I don't want dryness, I use the Anastasia brow powder. Old school, y'all, like back in the day. Okay, this is in the shade Ebony. So what I like about this one is it has two different powders. Y'all could tell, look at my crusty. That's how you know how to use the name. That's how you know, okay? And I don't do too much to my brows, honestly, because I like them to look just like their natural self. I just build up the arch a little bit because I have less hair in the arch area. So I build up the arch and I build up the tail. And I keep it kind of messy. Like every time I do my brows, like I don't expect them to be perfect. Funny enough, I always get complimented on my brows, but like most of the time I just do them for them to be like just regular. You know what I mean? Like I'm going for human being. Anyways, my favorite quality in a person, I like when people are transparent, upfront, honest. I don't want to have to guess your intentions. I think as I answer this question, I'm thinking a lot about dating, but I'm also thinking about friendships too. Like I don't want people to be lying to me and stuff like that. To me, there's no reason to be lying to people. Like if there's a situation that's prompting me to lie or not even to lie, but to want to lie to somebody, like I gotta evaluate what's happening here. Am I lying to spare their feelings? If so, is it really gonna spare their feelings in the end? Because if they find out I lied, they're gonna be even more hurt. Like you know what I'm saying? So like I would say transparency and honesty. I like a lot of things in people. Like I like goofiness and stuff like that because I be funny. I be hilarious. but like transparency, honesty. Y'all see how quick that was and how easy that was and how not dry that was. And then sometimes I use this Wow Brow product. This is upside down. Where is it? Wow Brow product from e.l.f. to set it. I don't always use this, but it's new in the collection. We're gonna give it some love today. Cute. Oh, shoot. That's what I get. Okay, so the next question. Tips for finding a place to live out of state. I would say if you can go visit, like I really think it's important to like feel the vibe. If you know where you're gonna live, like if you've been there before and you know the vibe, that's one thing. But if you haven't, I would say go see what the vibes are like, because I had to come to Dallas to see what the vibes were like before I decided to move here, and I toured a lot of apartments. I think it's cool if you can also, if you can't tour, but if you know you like a state or a city or whatever, you know the vibes, but you just don't have time to go tour apartments, like for whatever reason, see if you can call the apartments. A lot of apartments, especially now with the, you know what, they are doing tours where they'll have a person go in and like FaceTime you and they'll tour. Funny enough, when I first saw this place, before I saw it in person, I actually got like a virtual tour. The woman FaceTimed me, she walked around, stuff like that. It still wasn't the same as seeing it in person, I will say. So I would say my biggest tip is just to go in person if you can. Like you can't really get the, at least for me, I don't process space well. So like if someone shows me something on FaceTime, I can't get a good idea of how big or small something is, how it looks and stuff like that. I need to be there in person. I need to feel the vibes. I need to smell what it smells like. I need to see everything. I need to talk to some people. Okay, especially because you could be burned out here with apartments, and it's a contract that you're entering into. So these people don't play. They be wanting their money too. So I would say definitely go there if you can. And another thing I would say too is if you're kind of new to the city, so say you take a trip out there, one thing that I did when I came to Dallas the first time is I like went to places that I would go to if I were to live here. So let me show y'all the palettes first, and then we'll touch on that a little bit more. So really quickly, I got two palettes from Colourpop. One is called Sonic Bloom, and the other I'm so excited about is this Hocus Pocus palette. Yo, Hocus Pocus is like one of the best Halloween movies, truly, truly. The Sonic Bloom one looks like this. Look at these colors. Look at these shades and tell me, baby, that you are not excited, because this green one, wait, I can't, this green one right here, Hello Happy, she was the one who made me get a palette. She said, baby, I said, girl, you talking to me? And then I had to buy it. That's how that went. And then Hocus Pocus is a little darker. It's a little gloomier. Look like this. Y'all can see I like these types of colors, these like green olives or whatever. So we're gonna have some fun with this today, okay? I think I'm gonna use both of these. I'm just gonna do a really funky look. And we're gonna play with both of these today. So first things first, I don't even know if I brought enough brushes out here. I think this got powder on it still, but you know, it'd be like that. So I'm gonna use the shade called On Toast. Wait, I can't, this one right here, that light brown shade. And I'm gonna go in my crease with that. I wanna see how, ooh, these are pigmented, or not pigmented, they're dusty, I would say. Has a lot of dust. Let's see if they are pigmented. I didn't prime my eyes or anything like that, but yeah. So I'm gonna go in and build this color up. So yeah, I went to places that I would go to if I lived in Dallas. So I went to coffee shops. I went to, I think that's the only one I went to, no, but I went to like stores. So like one thing I did was I rented a car, which I thought was really nice because I got to like see what it was like to be able to get in my car and drive around and, you know what I mean, run errands. So I went to places like Target, Starbucks. I went to local coffee shops and worked for a little bit, brought my laptop, things like that. So I did things that would be like everyday things that I would normally do because I wanted to see like what it was like if I were to live in that city and just be living my everyday regular life. And that was really helpful for me because it allowed me to really just feel like I was a part of the Dallas community. And then it also allowed me to see like, okay, this is what my everyday life could look like to some extent. Obviously I wasn't going to work and things like that, so it's only like a little teaser, but it was really nice. It was really nice to actually be able to do that and experience that. So this shade, I think on a lighter skin tone it would show up a little bit more. I'm gonna go in with this is the Bloom palette, and this is the shade Utopia right here, this kind of like terracotta looking one, and put that in the crease while we go to the next question. So the next one is, if you did not live in the States, where would you like to live? I don't know, honestly, because I really haven't been to too many places like that. The only other countries I've been to are obviously the country I'm from, so Trinidad and Tobago. And then, I don't know how I feel about this. I think I'm doing some, I don't know what I'm doing here. I don't know how I feel about this. Okay, so Trinidad and Tobago, and then Canada. And I liked Canada, but I didn't get a good feel of Canada enough to know like if I would live in that location. And Canada's also big. Canada's a whole country, so I only saw one part, like one city in one place in Canada, so I can't really say how I felt about that. I liked it, but like it's like, would I live there? I've toyed with the idea of moving to Canada. I don't see how. I feel like everyone in the States has at some point in time. Okay, let's be honest. Would I actually move there? I don't know. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I really don't know. So I don't know. I need to go to different places. I have plans to go to Europe. I want to go to Europe next year, possibly. I'm trying to convince my mom to come with me. I know she has also never been to any other country besides the one that we're from. So I would hope that she would kind of want to take that trip with me. But I know it obviously is like a little bit hard because it's like still COVID stuff, and there's also work and trying to get time off work and things like that. So we'll see, but hopefully I like Europe. I'm not really sure. I will say these colors are, they're buildable, but I feel like they could be a little bit more pigmented. Favorite activity you enjoy doing solo? Honestly, just spending time with myself. Like, I do a lot of things by myself. I go shopping by myself. I go out to eat by myself. I watch TV shows by myself. I read by myself. When you do a lot of stuff by yourself, you learn to just kind of enjoy the process of spending time by yourself and not necessarily always needing a companion to do something with. And that's kind of one thing that I do enjoy, is that the more that I've spent time by myself, the more that I've learned, because I'm an only child, so I'm pretty used to it at the same time. I'm going to take some of this under my lash line a little bit, but I'm an only child, so I spent a lot of time by myself growing up and stuff like that. But it's just different being able to do it as an adult. Like, I think it takes a different type of, I don't know, it just takes a certain mentality, because sometimes, you know, you'll want to be around people, but you also have to have the strength to not want to be around the wrong people just for company, if that makes sense. Like, I like how this color is making things look like it's giving like a kind of smoky eye situation that I really like. You guys seeing it? I like it. It's cute. It's giving. There's a darker shade in the Hocus Pocus one I kind of want to try out as well. Just for the sake of testing the colors and building it out, I'm going to go in with that same brush. And this is the shade, I call it a bus, which is this dark smoky one. It has a little glitter in it, so I'm only going to go into this a little bit lightly. It looks like a black. And I'm going to put this on the outer corner. Yeah, this one is pigmented, so you want to be careful with this one because it is pigmented. But just to give a little bit of dimension to the outer corner a little bit and build it up in the outer V. I like that. I like that. I really feel like, I hope when I watch this footage back, the camera is doing this justice. Because honestly, this is looking super pretty in real life. IRL, okay, I'm looking yellow on camera though, so I don't really know. We hope for the best, you guys, we hope for the best. The green was the one that really spoke to me, so we're gonna go find a brush and we're gonna apply her. She's the shade Hello Happy, so pretty. And while we do her, we'll do another question. So, do you find yourself still setting ages on when you'll be married or have kids? And part 2, or have you fully accepted that it will come when it's the right time? It's a mix. I have my days. Also, I think this would be really pretty if I wet the brush. Let's actually see what it looks like dry. So this is me applying Hello Happy dry. Oh, she said wet what brush? Say less, baby, say less. Okay, she is giving everything and more. Everything and more on it. Yeah, I have my days. I definitely have days where I'm like, you know, I still would love to find my person by the age of 30. Or I have days where I'm like, if I am not married or with a person by 35, should I start to look into having kids by myself? Because we know, as much as science is coming, as far as we have, as far as we've come with science, I can't speak right now, we as a woman still have, to some degree, a biological clock. And if we want to have kids, we have to consider our age as a factor in the ease with which we can get pregnant and the success in which we can birth a child that's healthy. So I do consider that to some degree. And for me, age obviously plays a part in that. And like finding a partner, the right partner, plays a part in that as well. So I sometimes think like, okay, if I'm 35, would I, and I'm still single, no man to speak of, do I want to just do my own thing? And other days I'm like, he'll come along. But really, I think, and I'm going back in with this brush to kind of blend these two together. And I'm picking up more of Utopia to help blend, because I think I brought that green up a little too far. But really, I don't know. I feel like I've come to acceptance to some degree, but I also still want to be with someone and married by a certain time because I have dreams of having kids at a certain time. I'm gonna go in with Eclipse Season, this pretty like orangey color here, just a little bit of this to help me blend right here. Just a little. But yeah, so I would say I just have my days. Like that's all I can say about that. But I do try to give myself that grace of knowing like that person will come along, and if they don't, like you will be okay. If you don't ever get married, it will be sad for you. You will be sad, but you'll live. And that's kind of how I try to cope with it on most days. Some days I'm okay with the thought. Other days I struggle with it, and I think that's okay too. I think not every single day has to be perfect, you know? I'm going in with the shade Heyday, which is this like champagne-y color right here. This is definitely not the brush I would normally use for this, but it's the only one I have right now. And I'm just gonna put this on the inner corner just for like a little extra pizzazz. And that is so pretty. How pretty is that? Can we talk about it or no? Yeah, let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Guys, I think I want to go get ice cream. But the problem is that I like treat myself to ice cream very often. That's the problem. You know? It's like, when does it cease to become a treat yourself, and when does it become a you do this every day? I don't know, you know? Okay, so that's pretty much the face. We're gonna do the lips. I'm gonna show you guys the mascara. We have a couple more questions we're gonna wrap up. This is the Morphe setting spray. I think my camera's gonna cut off again because we're gonna get 15 minutes. Okay, next question. How do you overcome depression and hard days when you just want to be in bed? For me, I like to give myself a little timeline because I do like to give myself the grace of being like, okay, I don't feel the greatest. I don't want to do something today. If I can put it off for tomorrow, I will allow myself to do that. Really quick, I'm going with this Sephora lip liner. This is my favorite lip liner in the shade Mesquite. I literally buy like multiples of these when I buy them because it's so good. I had that lip gloss line. Ew, you guys, you didn't tell me. But yeah, I will take a little bit of a break. But then, as I like to what I like to say is like I'm throwing myself a pity party, but I'm like, okay, the party has to end, right? The party has to end. And I think that it takes immense strength, perseverance, determination. It's really hard to feel, to be feeling that and to say, I'm gonna get up, I'm gonna go to the gym, I'm gonna have breakfast, I'm gonna make my bed. Like the littlest thing, it takes a lot. And I get that, I truly do. So that's why I say give yourself time at first. Like what I like to do honestly is the days where I just cannot, like I simply cannot. If I still have to work that day, I'll work from bed, I'll do that. And then what I'll do is like work from bed, maybe I'll get the ice cream. Maybe I will, I don't know, just have a day where it's like super relaxed. But then it's like, okay, the next day we are gonna get up. Or if you need 2 days, maybe give yourself 2 days. But it's always for me, like knowing like the pity party has to come to an end. And I do think obviously depression is a disease, it's a mental illness. There are more things at play besides your determination and your will and your drive. It's like there are literal chemical processes at play that could be causing you to not have any motivation to do a thing. So it's important to also, like, if it's something where it's that debilitating to your life, to seek professional help where you can actually get medication to help you with that chemical process. Because at the end of the day, a chemical process is a chemical process. No amount of I'ma just push through. It's like, okay, baby, but if you literally, like, your receptors for happiness are literally not firing in the way they're supposed to, like they're just not, like something is off. You need like actual intervention in some way, right? Whether that's therapy, medication, whatever. But if it's simply a thing of like you're going through a really tough time, it's like throw yourself a pity party, but then be like, all right, tomorrow I'm getting up, tomorrow I'm doing this, or today I'm doing, like, whatever that is for you. Usually for me, my like reset is that the next day I'll go to the gym. It doesn't mean I go hard. It don't mean I go hard, okay? But I'll go to the gym. And now I might go to the gym, I might put on a YouTube video, I might walk for 20 minutes. but I know I made it to the gym. And just the process of me putting on my workout clothes, driving to the gym, walking for 20 minutes, watching a YouTube video, driving back home, and knowing that I had the strength to do that typically lifts my mood. Even if I could go to the gym for 5 minutes and do like a 5-minute workout. But yeah, just typically the act of doing that will help me feel better. So find out kind of what that is for you. Give yourself that time limit. And I think that typically helps. If you know like the pity party will last until tomorrow, then you gotta know that tomorrow it's like you gotta get back into some semblance of a routine for yourself. Someone asked the #1 relationship tip. Okay. Before we get into that, I'm pulling out Charlotte Tilbury. This is her lipstick in the shade Pillow Talk #3 Intense. I love this packaging. I love this color. Y'all know I gravitate towards the same old colors. This looks just like Mac Del Rio, which I literally own 50 million of those because I'm obsessed. But I'm gonna go ahead and put this on. What I tell y'all, can't go wrong with a nude brown. You cannot go wrong, baby, okay? Before I get into that question, because I got some answers for y'all. I have 2 glosses here from Colourpop. These are their Luxe glosses. How cute is this packaging? Super cute. I have 2 shades here. So this is Come Through and Tap In. Love that. So this is Come Through and this is Tap In. So Come Through kind of gives me Fenty Beauty gloss vibes, like the way the color is with the sparkles and stuff in it. And Tap In is more of a actual, like, it looks like a colored gloss, like you would get more of that color payout. So I'm gonna go in with Come Through today on top of this since I have a base of color already. I love the packaging. It kind of reminds me too of like the Kylie glosses. I don't own any of her makeup, but I think her packaging looks similar. And that makes sense because the same people that manufacture her makeup and her skincare, I believe the same people that own Colourpop. So fun fact, if you didn't know, now you know. All right, so let's go in with this gloss. Ooh, it's very thick. So it's thick. It has like a fruity smell, which I like, but it is not giving the same like shine payoff as Fenty. So I would not say this is a exact dupe for that. Like if you want the shine that Fenty gloss gives, get the Fenty gloss. But this is cute. This is cute. I like it. But this is the Idol Lash Lifting Volumizing Mascara. This is a little sample one, but I am going to use this. This is what the packaging looks like. Super cute. So yeah, my biggest relationship tip would be love is not enough. I started telling my friends this. This is something that if I could tell my younger self this, she probably wouldn't listen. She probably wouldn't listen. But I tell her anyways. I'd be like, girl, she'd be like, don't tell me that. I'd be like, you gonna learn it. You gonna learn, okay? But yeah, but love is not enough. I think sometimes people get into relationships and they're so in love. And we gotta remember that the what we feel as like in love, like butterflies and this and that and all that warm fuzzy feeling, it's chemicals. It's chemical processes going on in our brain, and it is temporary. They say love is a drug. It is literally a drug, okay? And what happens is when that is gone, when you no longer have, I don't think I like this wand. Like I don't do well with a curved wand, but I honestly don't know how to operate. So I'm not gonna put on any more of this, but I think there's potential for this mascara. It's just not doing what it needs to for me right now with the wand. But I would say love is not enough. You need to have similar communication styles. You need to be, like, you know how people talk about communication being important? You can say something effectively, but if the other person doesn't understand what you're saying, it's like you didn't say it effectively. You know what I mean? Like it's not like they're not processing. So you need to be able to communicate, and they need to be able to understand how you communicate. You need to have similar values, similar goals, similar life visions. If you eventually want to be living on a ranch in the middle of nowhere, raising y'all kids and having 5 horses, and they want to be living in the city doing this, like you know what I mean? So I would say love is not enough. Like you could love somebody all day long, But if y'all values don't align, if the way you guys think and talk about money don't align, if the way you think about life, the values don't align, the way you want to raise kids don't align, these are big things. These are big things that I think people get into a relationship and think, well, we're just gonna compromise, we're gonna find a way. There's a lot of stuff you can compromise and find a way on, but when it comes to big value things, like big things, there's not a lot of compromise to be made. Like, are you gonna compromise your decision to want to have kids? There is no compromise on that. You either want them or you don't. You can change your mind, yeah, but typically people are stuck on one side of the boat. It's like, do you want to get married or not? That's a big thing. There's no, we could get half married. No, it's a yes or no type of thing. So I feel like that's my biggest tip. It's like from the get-go, because I don't know about y'all, but I'm 27 and I'm not even not getting to the point, but I'm at the point where if I'm dating someone, if I'm going on dates with you, I'm looking at you as a potential husband, a potential future husband. And if you're not showing me that you and I, and like if we're not clicking the certain way that we need to for us to keep going with a marriage at the end of the line, then why am I gonna keep talking to you? I'm not 23. I'm not just out here like, oh, let me talk to whoever. Let me whatever. Let me just. No, I don't have time for that. I literally do not have time for that. And it's not that I don't have time because, you know, biological clock. It's I don't have time because I'm busy working. I'm busy running my business. I'm busy running my podcast. I'm busy trying to keep myself healthy, go to the gym, eat right, take care of my dog, take care of myself. So if you want to fit into my life, then it's like, let's show each other that we are going to prioritize like whatever we're working on because it makes sense and also it like has really good potential. So I would say that's the biggest thing is like, don't just focus on, oh, I love them so much and I would do anything for them. It's like that I think is kind of a dangerous place to be, I would say. And one thing I will never want to do is sacrifice my dreams, my vision, my goals for the sake of love. Then we hear a lot of stories where women, and sometimes men do that, where they sacrifice their visions and their goals and what they want to do in life because they have a partner who doesn't want to walk a similar path or want to walk a path that would align with what they want to do. And there's too many people out here in this world for me to say, I'm gonna give up the things that I've been dreaming about for all of my life because you don't want that kind of life. That's okay if you don't want that kind of life. That's totally okay. But that means that we can't walk together. Like my path is going this way, yours is going this way. Like I'm not gonna jump on your thing and leave my path alone. What I look like? No. So that's what I would say. Anyways, you guys, I really hope you enjoyed this video. I know it's probably super long based on the amount of time my camera stopped and said, girl, you've been talking too much. I'm gonna cut off, okay? But I really hope you guys enjoyed this one. Please leave me a thumbs up if you did. Leave a comment below if you did, because if you enjoyed this one, I would love to film more of these like makeup and chats, makeup and get ready with me. Make it more tutorial style. I know we all know how to do our makeup and stuff, but if y'all want it, I would do it. I just really miss playing in makeup, doing my makeup, having fun with this kind of stuff. And I don't know, if you guys like it, I would be happy to film more of this kind of content. So thank you so much for watching. I will chat with you guys in my next video. Don't forget to check out the Manifest Daily podcast, streaming literally everywhere, Apple, Spotify, all the things. We literally just, as of yesterday, hit 350,000 downloads, which is so exciting. We're on track to hit 500,000, literally 500,000 downloads, probably around the first week, maybe the second week of November. And if it happens earlier, that would be very exciting. But thank you guys again so much for watching. I will chat with you in my next video. Bye.